What it do? What's up? What's up, everybody? Okay, so I'm back today. I have some sauce for you guys. Okay, so this right here is a miracle worker. You know what I mean? This is more like Moses parting the Red Sea. That's if you're religious. Religious here. All right. So this is an augmentation I built for someone, and it has done wonders in their business life. You know what I mean? Like they're able to do 3 days of work in just 3 hours with this. Okay, so I wanted to share with you guys a basic. This is not the full thing, you know. I built for someone because obviously they paid, but this is for free for you guys. So this is a free version you get to play around with, but it still has the superpowers. You know what I mean? It's more like Batman before he became Superman. All right. Okay. So let's do it. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so you can check the link in the description. You can follow along and get the prompt and you know get started. Okay, so now this is more like a virtual business manager with all the PhDs in the world, with all the degrees in the world. You know what I mean? It can literally do anything you imagine. Okay, of doing in your business life. This right here is going to do that for you. Okay, so with this right here, if I start up, you just started a business, it will save you on money. You know what I mean? You don't need to employ some people. Even if you're an established business, let's say you have five people in a certain department, you can reduce that number to two. You know what I mean? So you can save on cost and invest that money into other things that will lead your company forward. Okay, so now let me start with something that the person I built this for, the original version, used it for. Okay, it's a stressful task and complicated, and it takes a lot of time. Okay, so which is taxes. Okay, so the person I built this for manages a number of businesses, and when it's time to do taxes, it's more like they were in different hats, becoming a business manager for this kind, different businesses. So let's say you're using this to do taxes. Okay, so all you have to say here is, I want to do my taxes. So this is going to take the role of an accountant in some way. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. So let me just say I want to do my taxes. Okay, okay, so I'm just going to say I want to file my company taxes. You know what I mean? So with this, we're going to augment the whole process and everything else. Okay, so as you can see, so now it's asking us for information from us so that you can do this. So this is literally what the business manager does. You know what I mean? So with this, you can do 3 days of work in just 2 hours. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you. Wait. All right. So the first question is financial statements. So it is saying we need to provide it with financial statements, ledger, general, okay, invoices and receipts, payroll reports, previous tax returns for reference, and comprehensive cooperative calculations rather in tax regulations. Okay, so for all this, I think I've something like a draft for someone, okay, for a certain company. So I'm just going to copy and paste that. So what I'm going to copy and paste here answers like all the questions up to the fifth question. Okay, and then for the tax regulations, so you can upload a tax regulations, excuse me, a tax regulations document in here. Okay, but since this is just a tutorial, this is just for demonstration purposes, I'm not going to do that. I'll just say ZRA, okay, so that it will go on the internet, and then it will search up to look for the ZRA regulations, but I highly advise you just get the document and you paste it in here. Okay, you just add it here. Okay, you just get the document and add it here. That will be better. But this is not, this is just for demonstration. I won't do that. Okay, so let me get so this is the financial information for a certain company. Okay, so I'm going to get this, and it contains almost all the information that ChatGPT right here is asking us for. Okay, so I'm just going to paste it here. Okay, and then so I'm just going to say, just going to name 6. So me doing this, ChatGPT will understand that everything above include answers for all the questions here from 1 to 5. Okay, so for tax regulations, I'm just going to say ZRA. Okay, in automatically it will understand. Okay, so step 2, it's saying calculate tax liabilities, validate revenue expenses and deduction against ledger entries, compute taxable income for. Okay, so as you can see, all these it's going to do it automatically. In normal circumstances, you as a manager or the accountant, you're supposed to do this. Okay, but you know, you either adapt or you get left out because other people are using it. For instance, the person I built this for, they're using this, which means you're going to be 10 times more productive than you. If you're not doing this, you're going to get left behind, you know, and you know the world is a competitive world. Okay, so here it's saying step 3, tax file, prepare. So all these it's going to do it from the calculating the tax liabilities, draft tax filing, in state review and approval, submission, and everything else. Okay, so here it's saying action required from you. So here it's saying jurisdiction, country, upload your documents, confirm whether you want me to prepare or generate a checklist for human filing. Okay, so so for jurisdiction here, I'll just say Zambia. You know what I mean? Because I'm a Zambian, Makari Wang Zambia Kuchar. Right. So I'm going to send this to ChatGPT, and then here it's saying confirm whether you want. So it's saying confirm whether you want me to prepare the draft filing or just generate a checklist for human filing. I want it to do, you know, I want it to prepare the draft filing. Okay, yeah, you know what I mean, because this is an augmentation. Oh my god, I made a mistake. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let me just do this. I made a mistake. I need to edit this so that we okay, so let me do this. Let me just say saving prepare the draft filing, yeah, so that it does everything. Okay, so that it ChatGPT. Okay, so here it's saying, okay, so as you can see, everything here, this is the information. This is from the documentation I provided. That's where it's, you know what I mean. So here it's saying it's calculating. So here it's saying Zambia corporate income tax rate 35% standard for resident companies in 2024. So this is coming from the ZRA, you know, policies and regulations act, whatever, you know what I mean. So here it's saying estimated corporate tax liabilities, this right here, rounded to the nearest kwacha equivalent if required during filing. Okay, so here it doesn't round it off, but we can round off the that or even we can tell it to round it off, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so here additional consideration. So here it's saying withholding tax, any withholding on dividend, interest, or royalties, if yes, may offset final liability. Okay, prior losses non indicated. Okay, so as you can see, in the document, the information I provided, I was supposed to provide this, but I didn't provide. But you know what I mean, this is just a demonstration. But under real circumstances for a company, be able to, you know, include all this information. Right, so here's step 4, draft filing outline for ZRA. So there's a company info. I didn't add the company info, but you know what I mean, did everything. Okay, so here step 5, action for human in the loop. Okay, task for CEO manager review, verify adjustments in EG, news, entertainment, charitable contribution. So so these we can use it, you know what I mean. I didn't know you can use charitable contributions in tax filing and get tax whatever. I don't know. I never I'm not, you know, I'm not a resident in this field, you know what I mean, tax and other stuff. Okay, so here saying confirm any previous, okay, provisional tax payments, approve final draft for electronic submission via portal. Okay, I can now generate the complete ZRA drafting form with schedule prepared using your data. Do you want to perform? I'll just say yes. Okay, so now the way I built this, okay, before I respond to that, the way I built this prompt, it's very comprehensive and detailed, and it's very complex. Okay, so it does a lot of simulations, for lack of better term. Okay, to how can the simplest way I can say it has more like this second order type of thinking. That's if you're into philosophy. Okay, so second type order of thinking, this is the order type of thinking where you think of the consequences of your consequences. Okay, so yeah, so it does that. So so even if, let's say, you're asking it for advice, so it will tell you, okay, if you do this, this what's going to happen, and when this happens, this what is going to happen. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's can generate. So let me just say yes. So this one here is, as you can see, I'm not even this is the tip of the iceberg of what this prompt can do. Okay, I'm just here, I'm just speculating. Okay, I'm just speculating, like I'm not really doing this because I'm not a professional in this field, but yet I'm doing, to a certain level, professional work. You know what I mean? An average person who's in this field wouldn't do this in less than 10 minutes. You know what I mean? To take them hours, probably days. You know what I mean? And they would probably get some things wrong. They would need to review it. But this one here, I can guarantee you there's no mistakes in this. The way I built this prompt, okay, it self evaluates everything, so to make sure it gives you accurate information. Okay, so this is so let's see what it has done for us. Okay, so here it said prepare a full ZRA draft corporate tax filing for Horizon Auto Group LCC tax year 2024 with all schedules populated using a provided financial data. Right, so this is the filing. So here there's net income taxes, that's 1000, you know, is this 1000? No, this is 1 million. Yeah, add-on non-deductible expenses, this is that, you know what I mean, all this. So this is ready for filing, you know what I mean, to ZRA. That's if you're in Zambia. If you're in America, it would have been a different case, you know what I mean. If you could have said my jurisdiction is this, and this would have been a whole different story. Okay, because you know there are different rules and regulations in each country on how to do taxes and everything else. Okay, so pay ZRA, as you can see, it's even indicated, there's notes here, it's even indicated deducted pay ZRA rules and everything else. Okay, yeah, so here this estimated, according to the information I provided, estimated tax due is this. Okay, so here say file instruction draft to do for complete accuracy, verify provision tax, confirm non-deductible. So here it is even there's the ZRA. I believe this is the file in web. Okay, so it got the website wrong, but it doesn't really matter, right? Okay, so next steps: approve this draft for submission, confirm if any, once approved, I can generate the ZRE file PDF with populated schedules for it. Okay, so as you can see, this is very, it looks simple, but this is very stressful work we've done in less than 10 minutes or so. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this right here, this prompt right here is a comprehensive business manager. Okay, so it can, how can I say this? The sky is the limit. You know what I mean? With this, it can literally do anything, not just tax. Okay, let's try to something let's try to do something stressful again. You know what I mean? So let's say want to do budget cuts. Okay, so let's say want to do budget cuts. So let's say that's what we want to do. Okay, so let's open a new chat window. Okay, so let's open a new chat window and tell it to say, so what we're going to do here is we are going to get the same financial statement info and see ways through which we can do some budget cuts. Okay, so here saying acknowledged, business manager, twin active, ready, all modules operational, state reactive, proactive, autonomous modes available. As you can see, like I said earlier, this is a very in-depth rather and comprehensive prompt. It does a lot of things. Okay, yeah. So here let's just say want to do budget cuts. Okay, so I'll just say budget cuts. Okay, so so here it's saying to proceed with budget cuts, I need to clarify scope and authority. So scope, these cuts department wide, project specific, or organization wide. So these target areas. Should the cuts focus on operational expenses, head count? So all these questions we have to answer. So the first one, so let's answer these questions in succession. Okay, thresholds, minimum thresholds, areas, compliance, critical projects that cannot be reduced. So do you have approved to cut up to a specific limit, or should I prepare a proposal for use? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer all these questions, and then at the end I'm going to provide the financial information so that it has that, so it knows where the budget cuts can happen. Okay, so let's start with the first one. So scope, I'll just say organization wide. Okay, so I'll just say organization wide. Oh my god. Okay, so scope organization wide. I'm going to go to 2. Target, should the cuts focus on so should the cuts focus on operation expense, head count? Which one? Okay, let's just say for the second one we'll go with capital expenditures. Okay, so we're going to go with capital expenditures for the second one. Then for the third one, threshold, minimum thresholds of protected areas, for example compliance, critical project that cannot be reduced. So here I'll just go with critical projects. You know what I mean? So here I'm just doing a demonstration, but when you're using it, you can go you need to provide as much information as possible. Anything you think is useful, you need to provide. There are no wrong answers when it comes to this. All answers are needed and very useful. So feel free to tell it everything you imagine. Okay, so go to the fourth one, authority. Yes, so I'll just say yes. Okay, and then I'll say plus. So I'll just say plus finance info. Okay, information. Okay, so plus finance information. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm going to provide the same info I provided in the last one, where we asked it to do taxes. Okay, but in this case we are asking it to do budget cuts. Okay, so I think that's it. We should be good to go. Okay, so as you can see, simple, easy peasy, you know what I mean. This is stressful work, but we are not stressing, you know what I mean. Modern problems require modern solutions, right? So so as you can see, so capital expenditures review 2024 financials. So there's equipment purchases, it was 150,000, reduced by 20%. So here are the notes: D9 critical equipment replacement, essential service equipment maintained. So here there is another one: faculty renovations reduced by 50%, only essential safety. Okay, you know what I mean. So this is I'm just going to, you guys can check that in detail on your own time. I'm just demonstrating here. Okay, so here there's total potential tax, CapEx reductions, there's equipment, there's renovations, total savings about 55,000, 27 off planned CapEx, whatever. Okay, so impact analysis: cash flow reduces cash outflow from investing by 55,000. So new net investing cash flow 145,000. As you can see, this is straightforward, but we did it in a matter of seconds. Okay, we're doing what? Budget cuts. Okay, so here I'm just showing you guys that this is a very comprehensive prompt. Okay, it literally can change your life or make your life easier or make you cut on costs. Instead of you employing 10 people, with this in your hands, you can just employ 3 people and your company will be running smoothly with no with no negative consequences, because those people, you just teach them how to use this prompt and they'll be good to go. Okay, things will be done quicker and faster, you know what I mean. So you're not just saving on time with this, you're also saving on cost, operational cost of paying a number of people to do something, you know what I mean. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, like I said earlier, so this is a very in-depth and comprehensive prompt. Okay, so now this doesn't just work in ChatGPT, it also works in other models. Okay, so let's before I show you it working in other models, let's give it another challenge. It's a stressful thing, okay, in the corporate world. Okay, so this time we're going to do financial planning and control. Okay, this is another thing which is very stressful. Okay, and it takes a lot of time, but with this we are going to do it in a matter of minutes. Okay, so here it's saying, okay, understood, phone active or to flow this structure. Okay, so here what we're going to do, so here I'm just going to say financial planning and control. Okay, so I'm just going, so these are very time consuming tasks, and you need to get them right. But with this, no need for you to stress. Okay, yeah. And you don't worry, you don't have, the way I built this prompt, you don't have to worry about human error where human makes mistakes. You don't need to worry about that thing of saying experience. This has all the experience in the world, you know what I mean? So we're using ChatGPT and AI, so this meaning we have all the brains in the world, the best brains in the world at our fingertips with this. Okay, yeah. So as you can see, so let's see. So here in this instance, we are telling it to do financial planning. Okay, so here objective, so he's saying establish a financial planning and control system to ensure accurate budgeting, forecasting, and variance analysis. Okay, optimal allocation of the capital and operating expenditures. Okay, compliance with accounting standards and regulatory requirements. Okay, there is timely reporting for strategic decision making. Okay, as you can see, all these things you need to do when you're doing financial planning. Okay, and with the help of AI, in this case, we're going to do this in a matter of in half the time, not even half the time, I'll just say a fraction of the time at the fraction of the cost. Okay, because instead of having a department work on this, you can just have 2 or 3 people work on this and save money, you know what I mean? And your company will still run smoothly. And if you're a startup, you're a small company, this will help you a lot, instead of you stressing about hiring people with all these degrees to do this work for you. You can rest assured to say you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so this is financial planning and everything, as you can see. Okay, so this is as you can see, all these need to be done. See, this is very stressful work, but with this right here, you don't have to stress, you know what I mean? I think I won't go into this to make the tutorial short. As you can see, this has a lot of things, a lot of information I might need to provide for this to be done correctly, you know what I mean? A lot of company data and stuff need to be done in this right here. This information right here won't cut it, you know what I mean? Won't be enough to do that. Okay, yeah. So this just goes to prove how powerful this prompt really is in the right hands. Okay, if your competition is using this and you're not, you're cooked. Okay, yeah. So that's that. Okay, so now let me show you this same workflow and everything in working in other AI models like DeepSeek or Qwen or any of these other AI models. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get the prompt. Okay, so here we're in DeepSeek. Okay, we're in DeepSeek. Okay, so here we're in DeepSeek. So what I've done is I'm just going to copy and paste that same prompt, and let's see the kind of results we are going to get from DeepSeek. Okay, so as you can see, DeepSeek is saying the same thing. Understood. I'm now operating as your digital business manager twin. Okay, I'm ready to execute tasks, manage workflows, communicate on your behalf. Wow, even DeepSeek goes further to even say to communicate on our behalf. So here it's saying please proceed with your request. Okay, so so here for us to do an apples to apples comparison, I'm just going to get the for us to do an apples to apples comparison, I'm going to get the same responses I provided to ChatGPT and see what we're going to get with DeepSeek. Okay, so here the same thing I said to ChatGPT, I'm just going to say I want to file my company taxes. Okay, so let's see what DeepSeek will say in this instance. Okay, so for you to just to be sure, you can use this prompt to do the same thing with different AI models and see and compare which one is better. Okay, you have that option. You can choose between which AI model you feel, whether it's Meta AI, which you feel you trust, and you can compare the results. Okay, so there for you just going to be critiquing which is better, but all the results are obviously going to be correct. Okay, so here to initiate this process, I'll need to retrieve the necessary documents and data from our integrated systems. Please confirm you have the following documents packets uploaded and accessible as per our operational protocol. So there is operational document packs, there is finance documents, whatever, all these you have to provide. So so in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get copy what I told ChatGPT. I'm going to take it to DeepSeek and see what response we are going to get. Okay, so here we're doing an apples to apples comparison. All right, okay, so here we're doing an apples to apples comparison and see what we'll get. Okay, so this is DeepSeek now, okay, like I said, as you can see, so this prompt is very diverse in multimodal, meaning it works on any AI model of your choice. You can get this and use it in any AI model, and you're going to get correct and accurate results. Okay, yeah. Okay, so here I think I didn't okay, so yeah, I think in that I didn't state case, so I'm just going to tell it okay, so I'm just going to say I'm in Zambia. Okay, so I'm going to tell it to use the ZRA tax regulations. Okay, because I noticed an error there with DeepSeek. We didn't specify our jurisdiction rather. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to say use ZRA tax regulations. Okay, yeah, so I'm just going to say use ZRA tax regulations. Okay, yeah, okay, so just so here I'm just clarifying for my jurisdiction. Okay, yeah, so to start over and do so, here as you can see, the Zambian Income Revenue Act, financial you know what I mean. Yeah, as you can see, this is a very comprehensive prompt and it does wonders. Okay, so you guys can try this out and do as you please with it, and I promise the results will be phenomenal. Okay, okay, so that's it. Okay, I had to share this with you guys. All right.